Hi, Soul Family. Okay, so this is the first. We're going to be doing our weekly reading inside. I think I might have done a couple of inside like a long time ago. You can see outside, but it's really humid and it's really hot and I'm exhausted and I don't want to go anywhere. So I did our reading today. I don't like the reflection. Hate that, but I'll have to work with it. I might move around in the house and go to different places. I started out next to my ancient ancestor Indian warrior, and then I ended up over here, and let's see where I'm more comfortable. We're gonna work with two decks. This is my workspace, so I am surrounded by all my crystals here, so this might be a good place to go. I just don't like the reflection on my glasses. It's annoying. So let me go over here, sit Indian style, like a little kid, like I used to always. This is where I kind of wanted to do it. I feel almost like, I don't know, I still have a reflection there too, don't I? Oh well. Here's my beautiful Cherokee warrior. He's got a message for us. He says, don't let yesterday take up too much of today. It's about learning your lessons and releasing the past. And he's not fooling around. He's got a peace pipe. Now, he's talking about this in today's reading, about how we're peaceful warriors, but we carry a big freaking stick. Look at his stick, right? And he's got his peace pipe. So he means business. He's got a serious face, serious business at hand, but he would prefer it to be peaceful, okay? I'm getting a lot of messages right now that there could be a situation coming where there's going to be very fast communication, very official information. I keep getting documents, contracts, the law, justice. It could just mean that karma is being meted out, which is wonderful. I welcome karma, right? Justice meeting out. Thank you. Sorry about these glasses. Maybe I should take it off, except for I can't see you when I do. Sorry. All right, so I thought today, you know, as I was working earlier today, I was doing private readings, and I was, as I said, I did today's reading. And I thought, you know, a lot of times I personally feel as though, I'm going to sit on a pillow. I like sitting on the floor, Indian style. Let's pretend we're at a peace pipe ceremony, or shall we? All right, that feels good. I said that I felt that a lot of times the daily readings have much, to me, they're much deeper, much more serious, to me. I feel as though I'm bummed, because I know that everybody puts most of the emphasis on this weekly reading, and I was trying to understand why I feel the way I do, but indecent exposure. Oh, the law, indecent exposure. Okay. That's a message. If I go this way, if I go that way, there's not much of a reflection. Cool. Okay. But it's there, isn't it? Everywhere I go. Why is that? Ugh. I wonder if they make glasses that are like non-glare. If they are, I'm going to buy them. So somebody tell me. I'll call my optometrist today. So I feel as though it's because when I'm inside, I have no distractions. I'm surrounded by my crystals. I know that the energy is fantastic in here, because it's my energy, and I have nobody in here but my cats and I, and I'm very conscious of keeping the energy in here very, very positive and cleared. And you know, I've got fans going at all times. I'm surrounded by crystals. Every single thing everything that I have out has a spiritual meaning. Everything. So I'm in a very, very calm, peaceful environment. And I'm not distracted. I see my animal messengers and I get so excited, and it's fun and it's beautiful for you guys to see things, but I feel like maybe sometimes it loses, because of that, it loses the depth that I want to deliver. So today, at least anyway, I feel serious business is at hand. I just do. So right now, why I'm looking around like this is I'm trying to figure out what I can use to hold my phone up. And yeah, you know what? I looked into what are those things? A selfie stick? That you still have to hold it, you know? I need a tripod. So our decks, let's see. I think what I'll do, because I want you guys to see me shuffle, right? All right, you can see me shuffle. Our deck we're gonna start with is the, it's not too sexy, is it? Here, let's do it like this. Not that I am, but there, okay. I look like a little bit of an ant person, but that's cool. Okay, I worked with this today in my personal readings, and I worked with it today in our daily reading, and it was really, really good. And then I'm gonna use the Angel Tarot as clarifiers. Okay, so the first message, man, my mouth is already dry. I've got the fans on, and I've got the air conditioner going. And you know what I want to do? Hold on a second. I thought of this and I didn't do it. I'm going to light a candle for us. I was going to use the sage, but I've just saged my room, and I want to use a candle. Now, I don't know if the candle's going to stay lit because I've got fans going all over the place. I can't even light it. Let's see. Maybe I need a candle that's already lit down inside, right? Is this going to go out? Ooh, it looks really cool though, doesn't it? It may not stay lit. If it doesn't, I tried. I like that. First of all, because I'm seeing, this is the color of your sacral chakra, seat of creativity and sexual energy. I like that. I like it. And I like the yellow for the solar plexus. You can do anything you set your mind to. Yes, you can. You're capable of anything. Nothing's going to hold you back. I like it. All right, we've got selenite for cleansing. We've got our warrior. We've got our sage right next to us. We've got butterfly and chimes for angels. Okay, so we got a lot of really positive energy. I like it. Okay. Correct for neutrality on all levels. I'm sorry if you guys are disappointed that you're not getting outside, pretty, but I just, I normally leave quite early to go do my readings if I'm going to travel somewhere to do my reading, and today I was told, no, stay and do your do the private reading, and then start again later, and it's really, really humid and hot, and everything was kind of keeping me here, so I follow. Also, if there's something that comes up in this reading, and I've got so many things to draw from here as far as inspiration. All right, correct for neutrality on all levels. I got my nails done, Look at. And I said I should have probably done them for winter time because they're black, right? With little silver tips. But look at me. I'm always wearing black. Okay. The dark and the light. I'm wearing black and white, actually. So, black, white, and silver. So, there's a lot about that. The duality of the dark and light. Loving both with, one flew out. Loving both within ourselves. This one flew out. Ecstasy. Hell yeah! Let's take that. It flew out, and I really like the way it's talking. Heck yeah. Okay, so I don't burn my card, I'm going to have this right here. Now, are you guys able to see that beautifully? Yes, you are. Gorgeous. Okay, so what we see here, always the colors of the reflection. Here, there, it's better. So what we see here is butterflies. Okay, so butterfly, as I spoke about it first, we're surrounded by butterflies, so that's transformation. And what's cool about these butterflies is they're green, the color of healing and the color of love. They've got white in them too, which is the color of purity and truth. And she looks a little bit nervous, doesn't she? I like her silver blue hair. That's interesting. Remember that silver queen that wasn't a good one? The one that we didn't want to be around? I just said to somebody the other day, I wouldn't mind doing my hair that color. And they're like, no, don't do it. You're too young. Yielding rapture bliss. Okay. she is a butterfly. She's in transformation, full transformation. There's love and healing all around her. The color of blue, which is the color of truth and speech. This is, she's in nature. She is, okay, so yielding would be giving. It would be like submitting, submission, giving of yourself willingly. You yield. It's not because you have a lack of power. You're choosing. I mean, if you see ecstasy and bliss, you don't want to be a fighter, right? You want to give into that. You want to be, yeah, I'll take that. I'll be submissive. I'll be the submissive. You be the dominant. That works for me, right? She's yielding. She's very delicate. She's very feminine. And it's not giving up. She's choosing to be the submissive. Okay, here we go. Here's me going sexual. Have you seen 50 Shades of Grey? Most women know all about it. I was literally guided by spirit to go see it because of lessons that were in that, and because of my own life lessons, my own history. And that was the story of a man that was not comfortable with his sexuality. He was not comfortable with relationships, with love. He wasn't comfortable showing his love. And so he was very domineering and dominant. And that's what he was. And he would have women that were his submissives. But then he meets this woman and he falls for her. And he wants her to submit. And she's like, no, no. She's younger than him, but she's like, no, I don't think so. But then she does at certain times. She submits, but willingly. She wasn't in bondage. She wasn't forced to. So this is what's going on here. You're not being forced. This is something that you're willingly giving up. So it doesn't have to be sex. It doesn't have to just be sex. It doesn't have to be even in a relationship. It can be a job. It can be in a situation. You are willingly giving something up. You're surrendering. We surrender to spirit, right? We go as far as we're supposed to go. Spirit says, take these action steps, do this, do that. And now you've done your job. You've prayed for assistance. You've prayed for our help. And now we want you to get out of your own way and let us do our job. So we willingly surrender, right? So what's going on in this particular situation? This is allowing another to have their will over you. But as I said, I'm going to take it right back to the sexual, because the first candle I chose was sacral chakra, seat of sexual energy. So I want to submit. I don't want to, it's kind of like when you dance on the dance floor. I don't do well dancing. I've always been, what's it called, freestyle dancer. I've never done like the couples dancing thing because I'm an Aries and I lead. And I don't want to lead. I need to have a man who's strong enough to lead me. And that's why when I met my twin, I loved it. He's like one of only 2 people in my life that has been able to put me in my place in a kind, loving way. But he was able to handle my energy and he knew how to do it. And I like that. And I said to him, ooh, I like that. I find that really sexy. And he says, what? That I put you in your place? And I said, no, that you did that lovingly. You did it in a kind way. I liked that. I was willing to submit to him. And it's also about submitting to somebody else's perspective, submitting to somebody else's viewpoint. But in dancing, you can't both be the leader. You both can't. Somebody has to take the lead. Somebody has to allow the other to follow. I said, I'll use my twin and I don't want to compete with you. If I have to compete with you, we're not in the right relationship. I want to win with you. So you can go skiing down the hill, because we had a dream once. And we lucid dreamed together. We had this dream. And we were skiing down the mountain. Now, the mountain could be a challenge, right? The fact that there was snow was frozen emotion, which it was. It was chilly. And I was skiing down, and he skied in front of me, and then I skied in front of him, and then he skied. So basically, it was kind of like a competitive thing all the way down. Except for the thing is, I wasn't looking at it as a competition. I wasn't. And I thought he was kind of showing off, and I thought it was kind of cute. You know, I liked it. You know, I didn't care. I wasn't racing him. And I was watching him ski back and forth. But when he got to the bottom of the hill, he turned and he sprayed me, snow all over me, and he goes, ha! Like, I won. And I'm like, and so I told him the dream, and I said, I don't want to compete with you. I want to win with you. I want to be part of your team. I want to ski on the same team as you. So I'm willing to submit. I'm willing to listen to your perspective. Maybe this is what this is about. Maybe somebody's asking for you to listen to something. Hear me out. You know, you think that you know what's going on, but I'm here to tell you, a different story. We've been getting this from Spirit, that we've got information. I told you we've got information. That's what I felt this morning, important information. Remember the Osprey kept showing up and he said, very important information is pending. And things aren't always as they appear. So the King of Swords is what comes forward to me. The King of Swords is very, he's a leader. He knows his business. He cuts straight to the bullshit, and he's truthful, and he's honorable, and he's capable of handling business. He can sometimes be cutting, quick with his words, sometimes maybe not smoothest in his delivery, but he's a good guy. I felt that energy. So you may have somebody in this, with this kind of energy coming towards you. It may be a legal person, like I said, there could be something to do with the law. It could be a boss. It could be a partner, and there's something serious that's going on. There's serious matters at hand right now. And so, all right, I'm willing to listen. Spirit says keep an open heart and mind. I'm going to shut my mouth, and I'm just going to let you tell me your story. Tell me what it is, and I'm going to listen. There's that. There is, what else? I'm looking at the color of Amazonite. Amazonite crystal is your crystal for the day, people. Sapphire, lapis lazuli, Amazonite, and emerald. Ooh, I just heard peridot in this corner. Wow, we've got a lot. Lapis lazuli, Amazonite, peridot, and sapphire. She looks tired, doesn't she? She looks kind of like, I don't know what to do. I like this. This is when we don't maybe know what to do, and so we say to Spirit, I surrender this to you. I'm waiting on your guidance. Or, I'm just tired, and I want somebody to come forward and take the lead for a while. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of being the one in charge all the time. It would be nice to have a partner. I don't want to do everything by myself. I'm tired of being strong. I'm just tired. So the fact that there's green all around, that's restoration. That is, I talked about this today in today's reading. I talked about how in our dreams, we were talking about not being afraid to go to sleep and not being afraid of our dreams and the things that come up in our dreams. That our sleep, our rest time is a time for regeneration. It's a time to heal. It's a time to bring ourselves back into balance. So the fact that she's got all of this green around her, and she's in a forest, and she's wearing green. Look at all the different colors of green. Peridot, emerald, mossy green, she's grounded, right? But she's maybe in need of restoration. Or it could be saying that there is a restoration. Oh, I know what I'm getting. I know what I'm getting. I talked about it today in today's reading. Please read today's, or listen to today's reading. I said that we were talking about everyone having gifts, and I said that sometimes what you have to give to another isn't monetary. Sometimes it's your time. Sometimes it's a hug, just being held. Do you know how amazingly wonderful it feels to be held by someone that you love and that loves you? That is restorative and healing. So you are wanting to submit and surrender and into the arms of another who's going to hold you. God, I love that feeling. I love that feeling. It's been a long time. It's been almost 4 years for me since I've allowed anybody to hold me. And that feeling when you are so safe and so comfortable and so at peace that you can just completely allow yourself to go without any thoughts, without any fear, without any worry, and just allow yourself to be supported by another, that's an amazing feeling. That's here. Now, it doesn't have to be physical. It could also be a mental thing where there's somebody coming forward. As I said, there could be somebody, like she looks like she's vulnerable. She looks like she's worried, right? And I was talking about the King of Swords. Well, there could be somebody that's going to come forward with some advice. Somebody that's going to come forward to help you out in a situation. If it's something to do with the law, if it's something to do with, it could be a father, it could be just a wise friend, a mentor. Someone's going to help you. Maybe you've been going through a very difficult time. Maybe you've just gone through a very, very challenging transformation, and you are in the process of healing. And so this one is coming there to advise you and guide you and protect you. And at this time, this is someone that you are able to trust. Spirit said, there is someone coming forward that you can trust, right? You don't have to worry. You don't have to look over your shoulder. You don't have to worry about, who's going to pay for the rent, who's going to, whatever it is. Maybe it's a marriage. Maybe it's someone coming to offer you your hand because look, it's bliss, rapture. Somebody's going to take the reins for a little bit. Whatever it is, somebody's coming forward to offer you a relief. You don't have to be worried about surviving out in the middle of nowhere in the forest. Somebody's strong there. There, you've got the ancient ancestors supporting you, protecting you. And so the stress falls away. And you allow these feelings of bliss. Have you ever felt that feeling inside the vortex? I was describing something, trying to think of what it was in, if it was a personal reading, a private reading, a group reading. I think it was a daily reading the other day, and I was talking about the feelings between, yes, it was. I was talking, it was in this deck, it was the Angel Tarot, and they were in the park. Remember the blended family? And I started feeling the energy that they were feeling between them, this love and this peaceful, comfortable, I'm with my best friend, I'm with the love of my life, everything is right in the world when we're together. The whole world can be blowing up, but when I'm with you, it's okay. There's a song called, If It's Gonna Be, Let It Be. All I need is you by my side. With you by my side, come with me for the ride. With you by my side, I know everything is going to be okay. That feeling. The feeling where, there's another one too, another song, I wish I could think of the names of these songs, where the man says, I think about her and she knows it. And he says, she says she's never afraid. And that when everything, and I think that, when we're together, everything's going to be all right. Even if we bit off more than we can chew, even if we went in over our head, if we were together, we'd be okay. We'd be able to survive. So it's almost like the green man of the forest is going to come along, and you're going to be able to survive with this one, right? This is, you feel, oh God, you could fall, you just put your arms around me and I'll fall asleep in your arms because I feel that safe. I feel that comfortable. This is not just sex. This is about the need for you to deeply restore yourself. That's why I'm not outside. It's too hot. I'm tired. I didn't sleep well last night. I had incredible lucid dreams. I was literally psychically battling in my dreams. It was a trip. And they went on all night, and I would get up and down, and I didn't sleep well, and it's hot, and I wanted to be inside where, you know what it feels like in here? It feels safe. It feels comfortable. It's cozy. And it's unusual for me because normally I'm the one that wants to be outside always. But at this time, it's about allowing yourself to be restored. It's about giving yourself time to rest after whatever it is that you've been going through. You don't have to struggle at this point. You can give that over to someone else for a time. And it's going to please you. Deep relaxation, restoration. And you're about to allow somebody into your energy that you're going to feel this way with, safe, comfortable, relaxed, so that you can release all that you've been, you probably have tight muscles and you don't even realize it. You've been carrying the weight of the world. You've been doing it alone. And this is saying you don't have to do it alone. This is saying you're going to relax into the arms of somebody else, or just relax, period, and let somebody else make the decision, right? I'm gonna go with it. It feels fantastic. This is about her meeting her green man of the forest. She's taking a lover, but she's not just taking a lover. She's taking a peaceful warrior. He's got a big stick, but he's got a peace pipe. He knows when to be serious. Maybe this person isn't somebody who is very demonstrative with his feelings on the outside, but he's got a heart of gold, and he loves you and he protects you. He cares deeply for you. Maybe that's the energy of the King of Swords that's coming into your life. I'm a businessman. Maybe that's why you're there. Maybe that's why this gentle one is there, to show him how to be delicate. but you still feel safe and protected in the presence of an ancestor, of a master, right? When you take a lover like that, you're so deeply in love, you're so passionately in love, you're so so filled with ecstasy that it doesn't matter what's going on outside. I'm inside here. I'm just imagining this right now. I'm gonna bring my pillow back a little bit closer. Sorry. There. So, this is a perfect environment for that. Light a candle as you're listening to this reading and imagine yourself. If you're not in a relationship, this is you drawing in your soulmate or your lover to you. If you are in a relationship, it's great. This is good to visualize. Get yourself in that feeling. I don't care what's going on in the world. I just want to be in here with you. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want you. I feel safe. I feel comfortable. I'm with my best friend. My solar plexus and my sacral chakra is spinning right now. Spinning. Falling in love or restoring a love within your relationship. This is the ecstasy. This is the bliss that Spirit promises. This is what the twin flames are looking for. So deeply in love. We respond. I'm gonna use myself as an example. One day I wonder if my twin will say he had a problem with this, but I wasn't misexperienced, okay? I had been married before, but I wasn't experienced. I had never felt in my life what I felt when I was with my twin, ever. And I felt that with him the minute I met him 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. But when he was with me the last time and we were together physically, I actually was the dominant. It was interesting. First time he was, the second time I was. I said, let me do this for you. And I took over. And he said to me, "You're seducing me." And I said, "I am?" I didn't even realize what was happening. My body took over. And I wasn't uncomfortable. I didn't have to be told what to do. I just listened to my body. I just felt the energy and I just wanted my hands all over him. But I wanted him to feel loved. I wanted him to feel safe. I wanted him to feel cherished. See, a woman can do it for a man too, right? It doesn't have to be the man could be submitting. There's nothing wrong with that. And it was amazing. It was amazing. But then he'd had enough and he said, "My turn." And he flipped. And all of a sudden he's growling in my ear like the wolf he is, the silver wolf. And I gotta tell you, I almost went through the roof. It was the biggest turn on. He bit my ear. I bite lips. I mean, you know what it's like when you're with the one you're meant to be with. It was bliss. It was rapture. That was sacred union. That is what this is talking about. Ooh, sorry. Am I making this so that you can't see the pretty little girl? I thought the reflection was not as much. I maybe have to hold it up like that. This is the greatest gift, when you give of yourself to another. This is not about domination. Okay? And as I said, it doesn't have to all be about sex. This is just the funnest way for me to describe it, because it makes me feel close to my twin when he's not here. You know, this is great visualization. Draw my soulmate to me. It can be anything. It can be you have been working really, really hard at this business and you got it off the ground and you took a partner on. And now your partner, he's actually really good at what he does. And, so Spirit's saying, keep your heart and mind open. Listen to the advice of someone else. You don't have all the answers. You don't have to do everything. You're not the lone wolf. You can delegate authority now. You guys can share in this. You can take a step back. You can go on vacation and meet up with your lover and have a little bit of sacred bliss, because you've been working 24/7, but now you've got somebody in your circle that you can trust. A trusted partner. Maybe that's who's coming forward, a very trusted partner. And you can leave your business in his hands and you don't have to worry. I can go on vacation. I can go be with the one that I love. Have some time to myself so that we can both restore ourselves. We deserve this. It could be that, right? It's this willing of surrender. This has nothing to do with domination. This has nothing to do with being forced. This has nothing to do with I owe you, or I'm obligated, or I feel guilty and so I need to stay here. Don't ever be in a relationship if you're there out of guilt. Somebody wrote to me today and they said, this person says, you know, I'm torn in this relationship. I don't quite know what to do. The person says that they're my soulmate and they don't treat me very well. And I left, but then I went back because I realized, you know, I didn't treat them very well either. But then when I got back there, they continued to mistreat me. And I'm like, she said, I just don't know if, you know, you talk about twin souls and twin flames and maybe, and I said, whoa, that's why I did the reading first. And I said, first of all, I don't care if you're a twin flame or a soulmate, I don't care who you are. If somebody is not respectful of you, is not treating you with respect, you owe them nothing. You get out. You don't stay in a relationship because of guilt. I won't stay with my twin soul. My twin soul's not here. He's not here because we're not vibrating on the same frequency enough to be in each other's presence. It's just what it is. Because if we were fully aligned right now, he would be with me. I know he's coming soon, and maybe he's on his way. I dreamed about it last night, but we're not vibrating on the same frequency enough. So when you are with somebody who is respectful of you and you are respectful of them, you feel safe with them. They honor you, you honor them. You are growing together. You feel comfortable and happy and whole in yourself, not demeaned. You don't feel obligated. You're not there by force. You're there willingly. You're submitting. You're willingly wanting to be there. That is a happy soulmate relationship. That is a happy twin flame relationship. If it's anything other than that, yes, it could be a soulmate. My soulmate is my son. That's one of my soulmates, and he cut me out of his life. Your soulmate is there to teach you lessons. And in a relationship like that, the lesson that that soulmate is bringing to you is self-love and self-respect. How much do you love yourself? Because if you loved yourself, you wouldn't allow yourself to be treated with disrespect. And you wouldn't be there out of guilt. Please don't come to me if you feel guilty. Come to me because you love me. You want to be here. Don't come to me because you feel you owe me. Love is not something that is taken. It's something that is given freely and willingly. And if it's given out of a sense of obligation or guilt, it's actually a sin because you are going against your own soul. Don't do that. This is a willing, beautiful surrender. This is something that you want. This could be you in spirit, surrendering to your higher self, to the angels. When spirit says, okay, we wanted you to do this, this, and this, you did it, now we want you to stop. We're putting up the divine hand of God. We're saying stop. You've asked and you've prayed for your angels, and now we're here to help you, so let us do our job. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to tweak things for the angels. You don't have to tweak things for our Father, our Father, Mother, if you want to call him that. All we're supposed to do is what we're meant to do, and that's it. It's the same thing with a relationship and in a partnership. You don't do everything. You both give. It's an equal give and take. So this is about surrendering to a higher power. Now, maybe you have to surrender to a higher power. Maybe you have to surrender to the law. There's something that you have to do. Maybe you have to surrender to your boss. He owns the company. Your boss says what he says goes. In this house, this is my landlord. We have a very good working relationship, but this is his home. I can do what I want in my studio as long as I respect the rules, but I can't bring anything in. Like, I couldn't bring that cat Prince into this house without asking my landlord's permission. He ended up falling in love with him and brought him in himself. But I couldn't do that without his permission. So you have to submit to authority, is what it's talking about. Some kind of authority. So in a negative way, you may be feeling like, if I let myself go, if I do submit, if I do give in to this one, I'm losing myself. I'm losing myself. It's kind of like a lot of people that are afraid to get into a relationship because they're worried about losing their freedom. But you're not going to lose your freedom if you are the one who's willingly submitting. No one's holding you there. No one's got a leash on you. No one says you have to stay. If you want to come and be here, you come and be here. I'm not going to make you stay here. I'm not going to putting you in jail, right? It looks like you've just escaped jail. I just want to be your friend. I just want to love you. I just want to be your partner. I just want our business to succeed. I just want to be your father. I want you to be successful and at peace, and I want you to grow. This is all positive. This is nothing negative. So don't be afraid. This is a good feeling. It feels good to surrender. It feels good to submit. I felt really, I got to tell you, my twin is 6'1", 6'1 and a half, 6'1". I'm 5'2 and a half. And we hadn't seen each other in 9 years when he contacted me when I was in Sedona, and we were talking back and forth. And we weren't even speaking in person. We were speaking over the internet. And when that occurred. And what it was is I was so excited to see him, and to talk to him and be in contact with him again. And I worked for myself, right? So I was on the computer. And I was so excited that I kept sending him emails. Oh, this happened, or, I was on a hike and blah, blah, blah. And he would answer me in 1, 2, 3 emails, and then he says, laugh out loud, you're writing too much, you're emailing too much every day, I'm working. And I said, and I was embarrassed, right? It kind of reminded me of my dad. When I used to look out the window and I would see horses and he'd be driving and I'd say, oh, look at the horse. And he would be like, God, Sherry, for God's sake. And he'd look in the rearview mirror and, I almost drove off the road. And I'm like, and I was totally embarrassed. So when he did that, I was embarrassed. I was like, oh, shit. And I said, I'm sorry. And he says, I'm very busy. I run 2 businesses. And I said, and I mean, see, the last time I'd seen him, I didn't know anything about his business. All I know is I thought he was a hippie. I kind of thought he was a bum. I did, I didn't care. He was having a Sanford & Son garage sale, in his friend's yard. And I could not see him running 2 businesses at that time. But the person who contacted me, his LinkedIn profile, you see him in a business suit, and it's like, man. So in my dreams, he's always the businessman now. But I was a little bit embarrassed, and I said, I'm sorry. But then I thought about it, and I said, God, I'm so proud of you. And he said, thanks, babe. And I said, I like that. That's what I said, I like that. And he goes, what? That I put you in your place? And I said, no, that you did it so kindly. He wasn't nasty, because I was in a relationship with somebody who was very abusive, and he was mean. He wasn't nice. He didn't say it nicely, So there's a way to say things. And this King of Swords may come forward. He may be stern, but he is loving. Remember that. I see both sides in my King of Swords. He can be that, but I know there's love there, right? So there was like a mutual exchange, and I liked it. And I got to tell you, even though it was over the internet and I didn't see him, and I don't remember him being that tall. Actually, I didn't remember him being that tall. Because the last time it had been so many years. But I felt very safe and protected. I felt like, ooh, I was in the presence of a man. I was in the presence of a man, somebody who was in charge, and I liked it. I liked somebody who was stronger than me. I'm very strong. And I've been in relationships where the men were threatened by me. That's why my ex-husband was abusive. He felt my energy was too strong, and he wanted to make me submit, and his idea of submitting was domineering, and he was aggressively physical, and it was awful. So to have somebody to take charge in a loving, kind way, I loved that. It made me feel safe and protected, and it made me feel like I was in the presence of a real man, and I liked that. And then when he showed up in the physical, and he got out of the car and he was walking next to me, I felt his power. I felt that. I felt the panther walking next to me. It's a beautiful feeling. So it can feel really, really good. It doesn't have to feel scary and bad and awful to submit. So maybe it's difficult for you because maybe you've been in an emotionally abusive situation. Maybe you have been in a family with a very domineering, stern father who never smiled, right? Or a mother who was cracking the whip. Who knows? My mother was very, very much that way, and my father he was both, but he could be very scary too, So when you're in the right environment, it feels great. That's a long message, but I really liked that. I hope you guys liked that. Okay. Light. Let there be light. Okay. Next message. Hope we don't run out of battery. That took a while. Wow, we're at 40 minutes for one card. But see how much more deep the messages are when we're inside here? I find that. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Hold on a second. I gotta take a drink of my chia water, and hope I don't get black seeds in my teeth. I'll just swallow it instead of chew it. I always like to chew them. Okay. Correct for neutrality on all levels. I say correct for neutrality so that I am corrected by spirit to be in a neutral space, so that, because I do speak about my private life, I don't want you to think that, it's about her story, it's her life. No, it's not. I correct myself for neutrality. Correct for neutrality on all levels, right? So whatever comes forward is what spirit wants us to talk about. I trust my guidance. Oh, I just messed everything up. Oh, maybe just one card. Okay, I thought I had them all twisted. I might as well say my little business blurb right now. If anybody would be interested in having a personal reading, a private reading, or a life coach session, help with dream analysis, if you would like to purchase one of my Queen of Wands ceremonial sage wands. Mine's almost gone here. They all have a Reiki charged crystal and charms. They're wrapped in leather. They are California white sage, the most powerful. The natives use this. This is for cleansing and blessing. If you would like to purchase a crystal cluster to help you, I'll show you my crystal clusters afterwards. I've got lots. My website is www.theangelswhisper.com. My email address is sherrycolumbus@yahoo.com. Welcome to anybody who's new to this channel, and please like and share and subscribe so that you get the videos, you get notice of them when they come in. That way you don't have to go scrolling for them. People ask me all the time where the videos are. The weekly video stays on the top of my page because I pin it, but all the daily readings, you know, they just go by, and I post so much that they lose them. So they're like, I don't know where it is, and you know, that's my page. So if you're on your feed, you got to go scrolling and finding stuff. So it'll come to you. And when you go to my website and you figure out what it is that you want, once you've done that, then please go to my email address to contact me, and we'll arrange the particulars, because I get my email right away, sherrycolumbus@yahoo.com. All right, enough of that. Get this out of the way. One more, I just heard one more. Where's my lip gloss? It's not here, my mouth is so dry. Okay. Well, that was clear. This one. Ooh. Oh, I like this. I like this. I'm going to put the card in the light over there. I hope that you guys can see her. Can you see her? Let me see. Yeah, you can see her. Oh, this candle smells amazing. This candle, color of, it's harvest candle. It smells like, it smells like the candles from at Halloween time. So this is absolution, forgiveness, penance. Maybe I'll bring it forward a squirt here. Just don't want the reflection on it. There we go, that's better. Okay, redemption. I think of the Shawshank Redemption, the movie. So, forgiveness, penance. All right, so that's good. We all want to have a forgiving attitude. We want all of us, because all of us make mistakes, right? All of us want to be forgiving of others because we would want them to be forgiving of us. A lot of us have done things that we're not proud of. And penance. So penance is like, how do I explain what penance is? Doing something for, like it's offering an apology, or doing something, making up for something. Making up for something. Bad behavior. I'm going to make up for my bad behavior, right? And in doing so, you have forgiveness. And it's not, penance isn't about beating yourself up. I'm a bad person, I'm a bad person, I'm a bad person. It's just saying that you're sorry. You're taking responsibility for your actions. Because we've hurt somebody. And if you've hurt somebody, it should hurt you. You should feel bad to hurt another. Ooh, I like how that doesn't go over. It should make you feel bad. And so when you apologize and you do something to make up, you're relieving yourself of this bad feeling. Now, I did say something the other day, and I think that somebody's going to be thinking, oh shoot, I was going to do that. Okay, so I said that there's a gift coming, right? And be careful of people who buy you presents when they've done something wrong. There are people that are incapable of saying they're sorry, and so they buy you a present. These are the people who keep doing the same thing again and again, and they just keep buying you something. We've heard of this. I'm going to get my lip gloss. I was in, oh, it's bright out here. I was in, where did I go? I went to lunch with my landlord a while back. Maybe it was dinner. And we went to the sports, I think it was the sports stop up the street, to have these amazing hero burgers that are veggie burgers. They're amazing. And I walk in, there was this amazing bouquet. Huge, huge bouquet. I mean, it was ridiculous. Like it was. Don't ever buy me a bouquet like that. Anybody, please. It was so big. Anytime I see cut flowers, they make me sad. I'd rather have a plant that grows, right? But this bouquet, I mean, it had to be like $150 ease. Oh God, I don't even know what flowers cost, but it was ridiculous. It was literally, it was ginormous. It was like this. And I said, oh my God, that's amazing. I said, where, did somebody get married? It looked like it was something, would have been, and the altar, it was that big. Every color flower that you could imagine. And the woman said, no, it's, the owner brought it for his wife. He's in trouble. And I said, oh, wow. I said, did it get him out of trouble? And she said, nope, he does it all the time. She's pretty much over the flowers. So see, there's that kind of a gift. Now, there can be a gift that comes from the heart. So don't think, oh shit, I was gonna give you a present, you know, because I feel, I want to make up. I'm trying to make up, and I want to give you something beautiful because I realize I haven't spent time with you, and you were hurt, and I want to give you something really, really special. I put a lot of thought into this. That's different, okay? That may be how you are showing penance over something. So, if you, I'm thinking about that man. I'm thinking about the man who does it again and again, right? He's got a lot of money. It's easy for him to go out and buy flowers. It doesn't mean shit. He doesn't care. It doesn't mean anything, and that's why it's not working for his wife. That marriage is probably soon to be over. You want to come from a place of love. You want to come from a place of genuine feeling. You want to, she's going to resist that apology. She's not going to accept that apology, or she's going to have a hard time with it. Or she's just going to be like, ugh, you know? But you as well, don't resist apologizing. I have such respect for people who are able to apologize. You could have done something pretty crappy, but it takes balls to come and apologize and man up. And I mean for a woman or a man, admit what you've done wrong. I don't have a problem apologizing. I will apologize if I've done something wrong. And sometimes we don't know until somebody points it out to us, how they feel. And then you're like, wow, I am so sorry. I don't want to hurt you. I love you, right? So this one, she's been hurt. So don't resist apologizing. You can apologize. You can say, I'm so sorry. I'm not going to take the blame for anyone else. I'm sorry you've been through this. Maybe it wasn't you that did it. Maybe someone else has been hurt in your life and it wasn't you that did it, but you're aware of it. And maybe it was connected to you. Don't take the blame for anyone else. And if somebody does apologize to you, don't blow it off. Don't say, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. Say, thank you, I appreciate that. Because you're showing them that you respect yourself, right? Somebody comes to apologize to you. First of all, it was a big deal. Yes, I was hurt. That hurt me really, really bad. You don't even know how badly that hurt me. I can't even express the pain that I felt. But I'm telling you right now, and I'm not saying that in order to make you feel worse. I'm just telling you, it really, really hurt me. So thank you. I appreciate that. You know? I'm not going to take the blame for what you did. I know what you did. I know what I went through. So, for somebody to come and say they're sorry is an act of humility. But be that. Don't be one of these people. You could be one of those people that's always saying you're sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And you do it over and over and over and over. This is a toxic relationship. I'm sorry. You're a narcissist. You say you're sorry all the time. If you were sorry, you wouldn't keep repeating it. But I'm not going to stay here because that's the situation from the beginning, remember? Don't be in an environment where somebody is disrespecting you. So if this is somebody that says they're sorry, make sure that it's genuine. You know that it's genuine. And this isn't something that you've heard 3,000 times, right? It's got to be penance. That's what gives you absolution. That's what gives you grants you forgiveness. It's you're redeeming yourself. You're truly sorry. And you're not going to beat yourself up. You're not going to say, I'm a wicked person, I deserve to be treated like shit. Because everybody makes mistakes. Maybe that's what you're worried about. Oh my God, if I say I'm sorry, I'm never going to hear the end of it. Ever. I'm going to hear this I'm going to be beaten with this until the day I'm dead. When somebody says they're sorry and you accept their apology, it's over. You don't get to keep bringing it up. It's in the past. It's done. You don't get to keep throwing that in my face. I said I was sorry. We've dealt with this. Now we move on, right? So, say your apologies. And if you're with somebody that's going to beat you over your head with it, well, then you've got other things you got to look at that you got to figure out, right? That's not the right place for you to be. So this is about being able to say you're sorry, taking responsibility for whatever it is that you've been carrying. Maybe she feels bad. Maybe she's like, oh my God, I don't even want to speak to you because I feel horrible. Maybe it's not that they're not talking to you because they're mad at you or that they're being a jerk. Maybe they're ashamed to come forward. They realize how badly you've been hurt. So open your heart and let it be known. Whoa, battery dying. Let it be known that my heart is open, right? I have a loving heart that's able to forgive. I'm able to be compassionate. I'm also able to charge my phone because I have a really cool friend, Sandy, who gave me battery chargers. I knew this was going to run over because I'm talking a lot, but I'm pleased that I stayed in the house today and we did it this way because I feel that this is much deeper and I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so let me just plug this in. I have for couples that watch the weekly reading as on date night. Isn't that cool? I think that's super cool. I like that. I would love that. You know? I listen to my own readings later because my higher self is talking a lot of the times and I'm not completely 100% consciously aware of everything I say until later. So I listen to my own readings later and I get my own messages and it's awesome. But it's pretty cool. I got that message from some friends and they said, oh, perfect timing, it's date night. And I'm like, what? Yeah, my husband and I, we watched the videos together. And I think that's amazing in itself. Not that it's just, I mean, that's flattering for me, but it's that they're working on something together. Now that's smart, right? That's building your relationship, doing something spiritual. It's like going on a spiritual retreat together. How cool is that? That's the man I want. That's what I want, babe. Okay. I've charged all of these things, and they're all acting like they're not charging. Why is that? There we go. Shoot. I think I can't move a muscle. So I'm going to do one more reading from the Vampire Oracle, except for the fact now that I have to hold this up in the air, I can't set you guys down while I'm shuffling. So I'm going to have to just kind of split the deck here. I'll let you watch. That's what I'm doing. Here's my little bag of tricks, which is all my... So I'm just kind of doing it like this. Oops. Is that what Spirit wants us to have? Interesting. Oh, wow, there's one there too. Correct neutrality on all levels. I was just doing this. So, yeah, every time I move this, it shuts it off. There we go. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Am I meant to have that card? I am, because I am. This is the card. Because yesterday I saw a little boy. I think I shared it on my page. And the little boy's best friend was a duck. And this little duck's been hurt. I don't think it's dead. It might be. Its eyes open still. It could be that you're having to let something go. Yes, it's an offering. Renunciation, offering, letting go. So maybe I'm not meant to speak. Hold on. I don't know. I thought it was a duck, her pet. It was telling me something. Okay, you know what I'll do? I know what I'll do. What I'll do is, instead of taking this card yet, I will put you down. Sorry, guys. That totally shut off my battery charger. I'm going to see if I can put you in here. Is it going still? Okay. Come on, help me out here, Father. There we go. I'll ask. I'll ask by using the Angel Tarot, because I said I was going to use this as a clarifier. So am I meant to... I'll know by this card if I meant to use that card. There is something about a duck. So the duck totem is comfort. The duck totem is community, working as part of a team. Don't be too focused on your material comforts. Remember, you don't do it all alone. You are part of a team. It's about companionship. It's about not being a lone wolf. It's about getting out and spending time with friends and loved ones. That little boy was sleeping. He was sleeping, and his best friend was a duck. And his duck slept in the bed next to him. It was the coolest thing I ever saw. And Liger came waddling into the room today, and my landlord said, "Look, Mr. Waddles." And I said, "He's a duck." And I thought, oh, that's the duck. That's the best friend. So I'm looking at, oh wow, I just got a loud message. Prince and the duck, Prince and Liger are best friends. Prince and Liger are best friends. Liger's the older man. Is he the uncle or is he the father? They're best friends. I heard in my dream, I just want my father to be happy. I just want my dad to be happy. His best friend is his dad. I'm getting all kinds of messages. Okay, am I meant to use that? Am I meant to use that deck? I mean, that card. 10 of air. 10 is the ending. Air is speech. It's also 10 of swords. 10 of swords is definitely an ending. Okay. 10 of swords. 10 of swords. Okay. Come on. Sorry. I need to see the lights stay on. Okay. 10 of swords. Or the 10 of air. So 10 is a gateway. Whenever we see the number 10, Spirit says it's the ending of something. And they want you to walk through. Right? Now here, these two are leaving. They're leaving this group, and they're all heading in that direction. They're not following the masses. There's healing and growth, and I feel that the healing and growth is because they're leaving. They've grown to the point and healed enough to the point where they know that this is what's in their highest good, where they will continue to blossom because look at the flowers ahead. So this is the end of a difficult situation in your life. Spirit's asking you to embrace the change. That's why when you see the number 10, they want you to walk through the door. Remember, Spirit said that there's an opportunity coming, and we want you to take it. Remember, there's one opportunity that they want you to take, and there was one that was toxic. So these two are leaving, and they know that the situation is going to be better than it was, because Spirit says you can expect things to get better. The Spirit's asking you to walk through that door. Spirit may be asking you to speak your piece. I'm leaving. This is my decision. I'm going. We are leaving. We are going. We're not staying with the crowd. Whatever the situation is in your life, it's ended. It's over. 10, you can't go any further. It starts over after 10. And that could be considered a death. The death of a project, the death of a relationship, the death of a part of your life. The good thing about death is it's always followed by new beginnings. So you might be sad because maybe you're moving on. Maybe you're moving to a different company, different job. Maybe you're moving from your city. Maybe you're leaving your home. Maybe you're leaving a relationship. Whatever it is, there's sadness. If you're moving, even if everything's very happy, these two got married and they're moving, but they're moving. So you're going to miss your family and friends. Or these could be roommates. This my best friend. I was living with my best friend, and now he's getting married. He's not going to be here. That's sad for me. I'm happy for you, but sad for me. So there could be both. It could be that this was really toxic and awful. And I finally made the decision that enough is enough. I've spoken my truth, because the 10 of Swords came forward. And I said, I'm leaving this situation. So now I feel relief at this situation. And it's going to be in your highest good, because Spirit's advising you to do it. So you can expect things to get better. It's like going up from here. So it could be time for you to move on. Could be a time for a change in your career. It could be a time for you sold your house, you're moving to a new city. Kids got to go to a different school. That's sad for them. They're leaving their friends. Job's amazing. Job's amazing. I'm really excited about this job, but it's not in the best place, and we have to stay there for 2 years. What if you're in the military? Ugh. You know? But you got to go. So something has ended. It's going to be in your highest good, even if maybe you're going to have some challenges along the way. It's going to be in your highest good ultimately, because Spirit's advising you to do it. So the last line is it could be recovery from an addiction. Now, considering I've been talking a lot about this little cat that we adopted, right? That came from a drug home, was abused, and we took him in. And I've seen this in my dreams, mirrored. I may be moving and I have to leave Prince, and I already started crying about it, because I love him and I'm going to have to leave him when I leave here, right? That's sad. I also, when I leave here, I'll miss my landlord. He's my friend. It's sad. I always am sad when I leave. I'm going somewhere wonderful, but I'm leaving, and that makes me sad. Now, if there's an addiction, what if you were somebody that was you were that little drug boy. You were that little boy that came from that drug house. You were that one that was in this toxic environment. That's a codependent issue. Maybe you have stayed there out of obligation. Remember that person who wrote to me and said, this is a soulmate of mine? I said, my son is my soulmate. So that could mean a mother or father is a soulmate as well, right? And I stay there because they need me, they love me, but I'm not able to move forward in my own life. And I've stayed there out of obligation. It's not in my highest good. They're not on their spiritual path. It's a toxic environment. It's dragging me down. It's not in my highest good. So you have recognized this and you're moving on. Spirit has advised you to move on. Your higher self has advised you to move on. So you have recovered from a codependent addiction. Could also be you have just learned, don't chase. What's mine will come to me. I will vibrate on a frequency enough to draw to me what is in my highest good. So I have overcome an addiction. It could be that you have had alcohol addiction. Could be that you have gone through rehab. And it was really hard, but you've done it. You've broken away from the crowd of people. That was them. They partied a lot. Maybe it wasn't so bad that you had to go to recovery. But maybe in order to recover yourself, you have to separate from that. And it stops the addiction, because this one doesn't drink. This one doesn't do drugs. They do. It's not in my highest good. I'm going to go where it is in my highest good. It's a recovery of an addiction. That's a wonderful thing. It's also, I've hit rock bottom. I've lost my job. I didn't choose to leave my job. I lost my job. I got fired. My roommate's getting married. I can't live here anymore. I've got to find somewhere else to go. I heard that today when they told me that something's going to come and there's going to be a quick change and you're going to have to move quickly and you're going to be sad. It's going to be, you're not going to have the comforts that you used to have. You're not going to have the money that you had. And I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? Right? What's going to happen? That I'm going to have to move quickly. Sometimes we have to give something up in order to have something that we want more of, right? I want to be with the one that I love, but we're not in a financially, really, really great place at this time. And we're going to have to struggle a little bit. We're going to have to scrimp and save. But you know what? I'd rather live in a tent with the one that I love than in a mansion in a toxic environment. So it could be that. It could be that there's nowhere to go but up. You've hit the bottom. And that's good news, because you've hit the ground. You're not going any further down. That's as far down as you're possibly going to go. And now, from now on, it's all the way up. And that's what Spirit says. Embrace the change. Recovery from an addiction. Shoot. None of my batteries are holding a charge. Why is that? Spirit, what does that mean? What does that mean? I know what it means. That my batteries are not fully charged. They're not. I'm tired. That's why I'm doing this in the house. I'm gonna have a nap when we're done, which is unheard of in the middle of the day. I feel like I'm wasting time, but I deserve it and I need it. I need to restore myself. There we go. This one's charging. Perfect. Now it's gone. I'm getting another message. You might get a charge for a little while. The Knight of Swords that comes forward. We had the King of Swords that came in, though. He's not going to hit it and quit it. He's there for the long haul. I was just saying that you might have a quick charge. You know, you might have to do a quick charge. So by looking at this, this message, I say that it's a yes, that I was supposed to take that card, because this is about letting something go, right? Walking away. And this is a sacrifice. So we're going to do this card. That's how I know. Okay. So renunciation, offering, letting go. Okay, again, this is willing. You're letting go. Why are these freaking things not staying charged? Come on, help me out here. I don't need to lose this reading. Renunciation, offering, letting go. So she's sad. She is sad, just like what we just saw a second ago. There's sadness of you leaving a situation. It's maybe mixed with relief, but there's sadness there as well. And what's really horrible is that they're showing it in the form of an animal. That hurts my heart. That's hard for me to see. It'd be like expecting me to live on a farm where they slaughter the cows and kill the chickens. It's not going to happen in my life. So I'm going to have to go. We're going to have to move. We are. Because my battery's not holding here. Spirit says, go into the light. Look at my face. You can see how red I am because it's hot. All right, so I'm going to put this card down here, and I'm going to charge us on my computer. Chemtrails in the sky today. I guess they're trying to cool things down. Okay. Renunciation, offering, letting go. And this is a sad situation. And what's going on is there's a sacrifice that's needing to be made. Now remember what I just said. I got from Spirit that there's going to be a change. It's going to happen quickly, and there's going to be something that might be difficult. Something, the material comforts won't be the same. Maybe the money won't be the same. I don't know. I hope I'm not about to lose my job. I've had that happen too many times. However, if I have, I'll know that it's in my highest good. But it's talking about sacrifice. So something that we have to sacrifice. And a lot of us, I've had so much change in my life. You can get resistant to change, right? I've just had so much now. It's just like, okay, I'm going to roll with it because you can't fight it. Remember the wheel that was moving forward? You're going to get underneath that water wheel and try and stop it and you get crushed? No. So resistance to change is futile, basically. So what is this choice? Well, your life is demanding many, many things of you. And you need to make a choice. Now, Spirit's been saying that to us for a long time. We've been getting that we got that soulmate situation. Remember the father, the father and the son that are best friends? I just want my dad to be happy, but I want my life too. I'm staying there out of guilt, but I want to move forward. Remember the soulmate, the messages that we got it for quite a while, that two kittens. There's two that you love. They equally have wonderful things. They equally have negative things. You feel obligated. Maybe it's that little boy that I see my twin with. Maybe it's Prince. You know, I have to leave Prince. That's sad for me. But I want to be with my twin. So if my twin says, we got to go, we got to go. You know what's scaring me right now is I keep seeing Hawaii. I keep hearing Hawaii. I keep seeing Hawaii. And you're not allowed to bring cats into Hawaii. They have to be in quarantine for 6 months. Liger would die in quarantine. So if my twin were to say, I have to be in Hawaii, I can't leave Liger. I can't put him into quarantine and have him die. I would have to find someone to I don't know. I mean, that's a really awful thing, right? So sometimes the choices are very hard. But Spirit's I mean, look at this is a hard choice. But you have to make the choice. And a lot of times we refuse to make the choice. But you know that one, like, you know that impossible thing? My brother used to do this. He used to torture me. He used to do this all the time. If you had to kill Lily or Liger, which one would you kill? Okay, neither. Yeah, but you have to. You have to sacrifice one of them. No, I'm not playing this game. I'm not playing this game, universe. No. So you could be at that place where you refuse. I can't. I know that there's something that I value, and I don't want to give it up. It's a loss. It's painful, and it matters to me. And when that void is there, there's going to be a void. And that void will be filled with something else. So, if Spirit is saying that there's a sacrifice that we need to make, we want to do what is in the highest good of all. We don't want to let anybody down, right? But we want to follow our soul's path. So here's the example. My family is not spiritually awake. My father is alone. He's my roommate. I've been living with him. But I want to follow my spiritual path, and my spiritual path means I go in a different direction. And I have to choose the love of my life over my dad, because I kept seeing the dad and the boy. I'm not selfish for wanting a life of my own. I'm not selfish for wanting to follow my soul's path. When Spirit asked me if I wanted to take this on, my spiritual journey, I was living in Red Hawk, California. Red Hawk is, like Temecula, Red Hawk is the area. It's a beautiful area. I had a big house with a pool. We had, 4 bedrooms, pool, gated community. It was beautiful. It was very quiet. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And I got in my car. No, I didn't. I got on a plane with a suitcase, and I went to Wisconsin. And when I got there, Spirit said I had to stay. I knew I had to stay. And it was really hard for me, and I kept delaying it. I kept putting it off. I kept procrastinating. And I kept telling my boss, I just need another week. And my mother had died before this, and so everyone thought I was there because I was trying to recuperate, right? And I'd never taken a vacation, and so my boss said, don't worry about it. But that wasn't the truth. There were aspects about the place that I loved. I really did. And to tell you the God's honest truth, my house was upside down. I was fighting tooth and nail to save it. I had been working for 3.5 years with it was a Fannie Mae loan. Now we all know about the Fannie Mae loans. They were crooked, but I didn't know at the time. And I was trying to refinance, remortgage it. What is that called? I can't remember what that is when you do it. Anyway, I was spending, it was $3,000 a month for the mortgage. It was insanity. And every penny I made was going into this money pit. And all I did was work. I had no life. And so, but it was my home. And I went to Wisconsin. I left my dog, my golden retriever, Max. And when I realized I was going to stay, I kept delaying it. And my boss said, okay, you can take another. Well, how much time do you need? Well, maybe till spring. Okay, till spring. But then I knew I had to go. And my daughter threw me under the bus. She said, I asked her to get my haircutting stuff so I could do hair when I was there. And she goes, my mom wanted me to pick up her haircutting stuff since she's moving to Wisconsin. And my boss is like, what? So then he calls me. He says, you're not coming back? And Spirit took it out of my hands because I wouldn't make the decision. So it's kind of like Spirit taking the wheel and moving you forward. That's when you get fired from your job. That's when something lines up. When you start procrastinating to the point where Spirit says, this is no longer in your highest good, they took it out of my hands. So, but when I moved, I knew that I could fly Liger out there. He was small enough. I was allowed to bring him, but I wasn't able to bring Max, my dog, my golden retriever. I loved Max. And while I was gone, he was mourning. He was so lonely. And I wasn't, in my head, I did not accept the fact that I was not going to get Max. I was going to get Max. I wasn't leaving him. I loved him. I got him when he was a puppy. And he was 10. There's no way I was leaving my dog. I loved my dog. I don't give my family members away. But my friends and my roommate was saying, he's mourning, he's missing you, he's lonely. And I was just like, God, it was breaking my heart. And I didn't have enough money to get him out there. And my girlfriend Caroline worked the same company that I used to work for. And she was talking about him all the time, and she says, I have a client that wants him. And I said, no. I said no so many times. No, no, no. I'm not giving him away. No, 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 no. And I'm starting to cry right now because I'm asking Spirit right now. I'm not giving up Max. Liger. I'm not giving up Liger. I'm not doing it. I promised him I wouldn't. This is not a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I'm sorry. So, if my twin soul has got something in mind and it entails my cat not coming, I can't go with you. I promised him. And you may think that's crazy, but that's my family. And when my twin soul's been gone for 4 years, Liger's been with me, always. So here was my Max, and I couldn't bring him. And he was suffering. And my friend kept asking me again and again, and I said no again and again and again. And she says, well, you know what? Let him just go there, and they can have him for a while, and maybe you can take him back. And so I finally agreed to that. And when he got to the house, he had a roommate. He had a little wiener dog, little brother. And the man worked from home. And he was with him all the time, and Max was so happy. And I couldn't take him out of there. I had to leave him. That was my sacrifice to go on my spiritual journey. It wasn't the house. It wasn't my stuff. It was my dog. Sometimes we have to leave our best friends to go. Dog represents love, unconditional love, loyalty, friendship. I'm getting very emotional because I'm starting to imagine things, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to ask for a clarifier. But there is a sacrifice that's going to be made, and it's very, very painful, as you can see. And that void, it's going to be filled with something. It's got to be something. The sacrifice that you make, whatever it is that you give up, it better be filled with something more meaningful and more wonderful. Something that is in the highest good, that follows my soul's path. It's a noble cause. I'm not sacrificing an animal. Sorry, I'm not ever going to do that. But they're giving that example because it's so harsh for me, I suppose. So whatever it is that you have to leave behind, you can't have it all with you. And you're going to protest, and you're going to ask yourself why that has to happen. But even in love, you have to make a choice. God. Like the reading today. The person said to me, I'm in this relationship. I'm not happy here. This person says they're my soulmate. I know that this isn't my highest good, but I'm staying here because I feel like I'm obligated. What if there is someone that this person actually loves, and they're staying in a relationship out of obligation because they feel like it's a spiritual connection? That's not what Spirit asks you to do. You go where your heart calls you to go. The other will find love. If you're in a relationship that's dysfunctional and it's not in your highest good, even if it's a family relationship or a roommate situation, you're not responsible for them. The sacrifice is leaving. I'm making a choice, and I choose this, not this. And I'm sorry that it's very painful. You have to give up something very precious. So you need to make it worth it and make it count. And Spirit says you're not the victim because you're making a choice. They want you to be powerful, and they want you to be compassionate at the same time. And whatever the sacrifice that you're about to make in the highest good, to follow your soul's path or to honor your heart, blessings are going to come from it. Growth is going to come from it. You are strong enough to do this. You haven't known before because you've actually never put yourself to the test, and now you are. And you're going to see how strong you are. You might be thinking you can't give it up. You're weak. And you've been giving excuses, but now you're ready. Remember the card we got right before this? Recovery from an addiction? This could be, I like that way better. This could be an addiction. I have to give this up. It's not in my highest good. It feels good going down, and I like the feeling of a buzz, but I'm not a good person when I drink. I lose control of myself. It consumes my life. I'm going to give it up. I'm making a conscious choice to give this up, this addiction. It could be a sex addiction. It could be a drug addiction. It could be alcohol. It could be workaholism. You can be addicted to something really wonderful. I love my work. I told you, I'm addicted to chia seeds, my chia water, right? I love my work. Now, I work all the time. But when I am with my twin soul, I'm not going to give as much time to my work as I have been for the last 4 years, because I have someone else that deserves my love, time, and attention. So I may have to, Spirit has told me for a long time, you may be shutting down websites. So I may disconnect from certain things. That would be hard for me. I'm connected to soul family. What if I had to shut down? What if where my twin and I were going, I wasn't able to have the internet and do this work as regularly as I do now? That would be a sacrifice to me. That would be hard for me. It would, because it is my spiritual work. But my twin soul is also my spiritual work. It's my twin. So I would be giving up something that I love that's very important for me. And it's worthy. Don't give up something that's not worthy to replace it with something that's unworthy, I mean, right? I'm looking at my moonstones, like literally flashing. Look at the fire. That's my intuitive. That's amazing. I mean, that's amazing. So that could be that, right? Something that soothes you. Oh, there's something else it could be. See, I always go just like the craziest thing, right? Oh God, please don't let it be Liger. Because they've had me do that twice, and I promised them I wouldn't do it again. It's a big deal. If anybody knows and they've had to surrender their dog. My dog ended up living with this family, and I never wanted to see, they asked me if I wanted to see him, and I said no, I couldn't have handled it, and he would have upset him, but he was so happy. He deserved that. And you know what? He was my ex-husband's more than mine. Liger was my cat, and Max was the family dog, but it was my ex-husband's, and he really wanted a man, so he was much more happy where he was. Liger wanted me. Liger wanted a girl. Oh, I'm getting more messages. Max needs a man, Liger needs a girl. There's a message. There's somebody that needs, this is a message. I got this, sir, and I'm going to bring it up. There is somebody who is in love with somebody else, and they're gay. But the person they're in love with is not gay, and they don't want to let them go. They don't know. Their friend, I don't think, realizes that they're actually in love with them. That situation is going on. I've gotten that quite a lot. But that's their friend, a really, really good friend, but I'm in love with a woman, and you're a man, and that's not going to happen. So something else that could be easy. How about I live by myself? I'm giving up my freedom. I'm giving up my privacy. I'm going to have to share now. I'm going to have to give somebody else's, I'm going to have to give consideration to somebody else's feelings or what they want to do. I've got to do anything I want whenever I want. Don't have to ask anyone. If you're about to give up your freedom, in a way, you do give up a freedom when you're in a relationship or a partnership. If you're bringing somebody into your company, you don't get to make all the rules. You don't get to call all the shots. You have a partner now. You got to discuss things, right? Same thing in a relationship. Doesn't have to be a marriage. Could just be you're moving in with somebody. But now you got to share the bathroom. Now you got to share your bed. You got to share the TV, all the different things that you do, right? So you're going to have to give something up. And you're willing to give it up if you're getting that rapture and that bliss, right? And Spirit's asking you to go through it, right? And you're willingly doing this. Spirit's saying you have to make a choice. You can't keep procrastinating because your soul's been longing for something and you've been neglecting to do it because you're afraid to hurt somebody else's feelings. You're afraid to let somebody else down. You felt obligated. Maybe this is the one that's been preying and manipulating you, preying on your emotions, knowing what buttons to push. How could you leave me? How could you leave me? I have nobody. I'm alone. You know, the professional sick people? Could be that situation. Or, Spirit said this to me too, you're about to have a situation where you're not going to have the comforts of a home. I've often said I would like to get in a travel, like a motorhome and travel, right? I would love to do that with my twin. I certainly wouldn't have a bed like that. I wouldn't have a full bathroom. right? I wouldn't have the lake, I wouldn't have my canoe. I would be giving up all of these things. Maybe you're gonna move in with your partner and you guys can't afford a house and you're gonna get an apartment and you've been living in a really bitchin' condo of your own, but it's only for one. Now you gotta get a place for two and you can't afford that. You're giving up one thing for something you want more, right? So it's honorable. You're making this choice. I know. Spirit said to us that they said to me, and we all got the message, but I knew what it was referring to in my instance. You may soon be drawn into a situation where you feel compelled to care for an animal or a person who has suffered from anxiety and depression. Through this care and love and healing that you give, you are also healing an aspect of yourself that has been yearning for this love and care and healing. Right after that, little Prince came into our life. Right? And in my dreams, I've watched my twin, a young boy coming into their life. And they took this child in. They loved this child, just like I loved Prince. I spent hours of sleepless nights, just like with Lily. They're like, and I said to my landlord this morning, it's like having a 3-year-old. I think this child that I saw, it's a little boy. It took a lot of my time. It took a lot of my patience. He bit me really bad. I've got scars. From Prince, all over me. But he was hurting, he didn't mean to. And many, many sleepless nights. One cat peeing where the other one was, another cat fighting. It's just, oh my God. And Spirit said, are you ready to put in the time that is going to be necessary in this situation? And I said, yes. And I did, and I don't regret it. And all it took was for me to look back at one of the first videos when we got this little guy, when he was in absolute agony, shaking in pain, to realize all he had been through, that I was able to sacrifice of myself for that. Now, it could be that you have a partner that you, and maybe there's a child that's coming into their life. Maybe there's a relative that they've had to take on. Maybe what if you're married and your brother-in-law, something happens to the family and one of the kids has to come into your family. Oh my God, we're not even married yet. We're just about to get married. Now we have a child. I've raised my kids. I've got a child. I don't get to have it's like starting all over again. You don't have your private time. It may be a situation like that. But how much do you love this person? You haven't got a bond with this little one, but he does or she does. You got to think about these things. These are big deals. It could just be that maybe because we're recovering from an addiction. What if I don't drink, but say you're somebody that does drink? I have been in a relationship with, I'm trying to think of who it was. It was in a house setting. That's what it was. And one roommate was not supposed to drink. They couldn't drink. And the other one liked to drink. And they said to me, this was in Wisconsin, actually, I think about this. Well, he should not have to drink. And I said, well, if he loves me, he won't drink because I can't drink. And if he's going to be drinking, I'm going to want to drink. It was New Year's, and he wanted to go out and celebrate with his friends, and there was a big fight. And in all reality, if you love that person, how much do you love that person? Do you love that drink more than you love that person? If this is going to help the one you love stay sober, you put the drinks away. If this is going to help the one stay sober, you put the drugs away, right? I don't have a drug addiction issue. I don't have a codependency issue. I don't have addiction issues in that way, but my partner does. So there for me. And right now a June bug just flew up. We're going to get that totem message. How awesome that we just got a messenger. From my perspective, there will be no, if I was with somebody that had an issue with alcohol or with drugs, there would never be alcohol in my house ever again. There would never be pot in my house ever again, because it would make it difficult for my love to recover. And sometimes you have to go away from where you are in order to, you've made that choice. I'm going to put this down. And in order to do that, I can't associate with those people anymore because my friends that's how I know them. I party with them. Remember that guy? I don't want to be in this place, in this party, but since all my friends are here, I'll be over in the corner, next to the guy who can't hold his liquor and the girl who's gossiping and the guy who's throwing up in the trash can. I'd rather be at home with my best friend talking about saving the world and, talking about the stars and like we usually do. I'll be over here in the corner. And then he says, you know what, forget it. I'll be in the car waiting. Just let my people know I'll be in the car waiting. Well, they're not really his people, are they? They have been his people. because that was his lifestyle, but maybe that's not my lifestyle anymore. Maybe you're not an alcoholic, maybe you're not a drug addict, but maybe you just don't like who you are when you are living that lifestyle. And so you're gonna be, oh, I don't have it here. I was gonna show you the two horses that are going away from the crowd. It's a different crowd, it's a different lifestyle. Could be a spiritual journey opposed to a regular journey. It goes on, the messages. But whatever it is, it's in your highest good. This is something that you are choosing to do. Now, this is something also that you have not been choosing to do. This is something that you have been putting off. This is something that you've been procrastinating doing. But Spirit says no more. It has to be done. There must be a letting go. There must be a sacrifice made. You must allow this to happen. Be there for someone who needs your care. You may need your care, so take yourself out of what's not in your highest good. You're going to be working on whatever it is, and it's going to be better for you. You're going to be refining your own character. You're going to be learning your own higher self. You're going to be ascending to a higher level, because I drank a lot. You didn't realize how much I drank, but now that I haven't, my mind is going to be clear. My mind's going to be open. Spirit doesn't like me drinking or taking drugs of any sort, because I'm not able to channel. I'm going to tell you something. The other night, my landlord said to me, and I thought about this today when they said, there's somebody in your area, there's a Pisces in your area that has addiction issues. Well, my twin's a Pisces, but so is my landlord. And he doesn't do well when he drinks, and he doesn't do well when he smokes pot. So he doesn't smoke pot, but what he does is he gets these edibles. And he said to me the other night, I got these brownies at the place, and I'm like, no thanks. No thanks. And he says, come on. And I'm like, no thanks. And I've done this whole peer pressure thing before. That's why I got my DUI. My ex-husband said, come on, you don't party anymore, you don't have any fun anymore. And I did it and ended up getting a DUI. Stupid. But I haven't been sleeping, right? I've had a hard time and I was really exhausted. And he said, I said, no, I've had an experience before with pot brownies. And it was a full body high. And I ate, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I had 2.5 brownies. And I was stoned at noon the next day, and I was at work. It was awful. And he goes, okay, you don't have to have that much. Just take a little bit. And I said, no, thank you. And it's funny because Spirit said to me, one of your fiercest addictions is seeking you out. Now, I wasn't addicted to it, so I didn't, it kind of went through my head really quick, right? Because I'm not addicted to it. But it was something that I used to do. It was something that my ex-husband and I used to do, and it was fun, right? Spirit says, though, had said to me, and that's why I stopped, I wasn't able to channel. I wasn't clear. My mind, my faculties weren't clear. Not to mention, whenever I would smoke pot or whenever I would, a dove just went by, prophecy fulfillment, taking a breath, relaxing, everything's going to be okay, extending an olive branch because we had the apology, right? And forgiveness. Peace, harmony. Ooh, love those words. So he says, you don't have to have that much. But I've always felt like I had like a hangover the next day. Like I was just exhausted and I just couldn't get moving. So he finally he talks me into it, and he didn't really have to talk me into it that hard. He really didn't. I succumbed to it. And I took a piece about as big as my thumbnail, right? And I said, wow, it tasted really strong. Stupid move. It's been months. It's been so much longer than that. I don't even know how long it's been. My body is so clean. It's so pure that when that went into my body, I knew, same thing happened. I wasn't able to sleep all night. I was like on a waterbed going woo all around, and I had a stone hangover all the next day. And I said to him, I knew I shouldn't have done that. Spirit said to me, one of your fiercest addictions is seeking you out. He goes, but you're not addicted to that. I said, no, but I used to do that, and look what it did. I knew better. And he goes, well, you shouldn't have done it. And I said, no, I shouldn't have. But you were really trying to get you do it, weren't you? He goes, well, it doesn't work that way for me. Now, when you are super sensitive and you ascend higher and higher, you are affected really, really strongly. So maybe this is something that you just drank and you just smoked pot. It wasn't a big deal, right? I was fine. But as the higher I ascend, the purer I become, the more it's affecting me. I can't do it. Not like I did. I can't. It's not the same for me. My body has changed. My chemistry has changed. So it may be something that you really liked doing, but you can't do it anymore. You're too sensitive. You're super sensitive. And you have to give this up. It's in your highest good. It's going to be healthy for you. Your mind's going to open. You're going to connect better. You're going to remember your dreams. You're going to be hearing your messages in spirit. You're going to be able to channel. All kinds of wonderful benefits come from it, but it's a sacrifice, something that I won't have anymore. So I'm thinking. You're not happy about it. It's not going to be easy. Don't expect it to be easy. Just make sure that whatever it is, it's worthy. Remember, in this same, actually it wasn't this deck, it was the fairy tale deck. There was, I think it was the dancing, I don't know if it was dancing shoes, what it was these, this king that had daughters, and at night when they were supposed to be raised to be little princesses, and then they were going to be married off, right? But at night, when they were in their rooms, instead of sleeping in their dreams, they would dance all night long. They were dancing. They couldn't be stopped from dancing. They wanted this freedom of dancing. And the king wanted to stop them from doing that. They were supposed to get their rest. They were supposed to sleep, and they were going to be married off, blah, blah, blah. The moral to the whole story, at the end of the whole story, was our Father doesn't want us to give up our freedom to anything that is not worthy of it. Make sure that whatever we are giving up something for, it is of worth. It's of value. It's important. And then you'll probably realize that what you gave up, you really weren't giving anything up. In the end, sometimes you are, I suppose, but in the end, what you get, the rewards that you get from it, are so much more beneficial and so much for expansion in your life is so much better. There's blessings to it. Okay, so I think that's it for our reading, since it went on forever. This is probably one of the longest readings. I enjoyed it. Was there anything else I was supposed to talk to you guys about? No, talking too long. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Sunday. I don't know. We'll see if I can get this uploaded before nighttime. And thank you for being here with me. And I'm a little bit hungry. I think I'll have a little bit of a nap. So do what Spirit said and indulge in some rejuvenation, regeneration. Allow yourself some downtime. And remember, you are worthy. You are worthy. So that's another thing. That's what was running around my head. I'm walking away from this. I'm giving up this. I'm sacrificing this. I may be sacrificing somebody may be angry at me for doing this. I may be sacrificing a friendship. I may be sacrificing somebody's, because in my dream last night, my twin, they said to me, he loves me more than he loves you. He's not going with you. And I said, I know he loves me, and when it's time, he will come with me. So it might be difficult for him because someone is not going to be happy with him, which is sad, because we should always want what's best for everyone, whatever makes you happy. And why can't we all be happy? You know, why does it have to be one or the other? When you love someone, it doesn't mean that they love you less, but sometimes some people feel that way. So you may be sacrificing somebody's goodwill towards you, but you have to remember that you are worthy. You deserve it. You have to remember your sense of self-worth. I deserve this. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to have a life of my own. I don't have to feel guilty. I don't have to feel obligated. I have stayed long enough. I have procrastinated and pushed it off, but my soul is begging me to go for this, do this, whatever it is. So remember that. You are worthy. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.